I'd actually grown in confidence that West Ham could beat Everton, but the rumours that seem to be doing the rounds at the moment are that Jean-Clair, Todibo and Jarrod Bowen could both be missing for the game. Look, I think Everton are in disarray. There's certainly tons of pressure on Sean Dyche. We've got a situation where I don't think they've got great players. Their best player, Branthwaite, appears to not be in the team. Since me and Gio did our preview, there's been more transfer speculation that he's leaving. They've got ownership troubles, stadium building troubles, fan disgruntlement, average players, Jurassic right backs, and I thought it was a good time to play them. But one of my main reasons was I think Dyche has not been great this season. Lopetegui's not been great this season. But West Ham had the better calibre of players. And one of the biggest reasons for that was, of course, Jarrod Bowen. Take Jarrod Bowen out of the equation and I think it could well be really, really difficult. I mean, look, once you lose Kudus, you're losing a goal threat. There's no doubt about it. But Jarrod Bowen is our main goal threat. Remove him, and particularly going up against, I know they might not be playing Branthwaite, but even if they're playing Keane and Tarkowski, they've got a strong central defensive partnership there. Really going to be difficult for West Ham. Maybe they're playing games. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out just before kick-off. No, I'll be at a wedding. But, find out just before kick-off. I'm going to be like that. With my phone. My phone there, a little bit sneaky, Head looking up, glancing down every now and again. No, to be fair, I think actually the service finishes a smidgen before 3. And there'll be plenty of West Ham fans at Gio's wedding, so there'll be lots of us sort of looking and seeing what's occurring and what's going on. But the absence of Bowen and the absence of Mohamed Kudus does throw up a really big opportunity for Luis Guilherme. And he's got to do it, really, hasn't he? Don't get clever. Don't get creative, Lopetegui. Don't try and put Paqueta out there. Don't try and put Soler out there. I mean, he might do a wing-back thing and maybe just put Wan-Bissaka on the right-hand side and not really play with a right winger. I guess he could do that. But you know what I'd do? I'd just play Luis Guilherme. Give the boy a chance. Give him a chance. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Every day something else seems to unravel. Are we not playing Guilherme because he's no good in training? Are we not playing him because he was a Tim Steidten signing, not a Lopetegui signing? Does he feel forced to play him? Did we need 3 right wingers? No, we didn't. But actually, if Kudus is out and Bowen's out, you've got to give the lad a chance. You just have to. It's a weird signing, an absolute weird signing, because sign one for the future, by all means, but then put him out on loan. Or do what a lot of these clubs do, buy him from Palmeiras and then loan him back to Palmeiras. That wasn't done. For some reason, he was integrated into the first team squad. There's been a number of times when he's not been on the bench. And then after pretty much 2 months of not using him, he then goes and plays an under-21 game, scores a goal. Lovely chip ball over from Dan Rigger and scores a really nice goal, half-volley goal, really good. And you think, OK, well, if you're not going to play him and you're not going to loan him out, then play him on the under-21s because he looks to be all right. It'll benefit the under-21s, it'll benefit him, he gets some game time, keeps his match sharpness up at least. But at the moment, getting the best of no worlds. Nothing is happening. It's really, really weird what's going on at the moment with him. I think we've had this before. I remember there was a time. Remember when we had Elise, who was the centre back, went on and he went and signed for Sunderland, of course. But there was a time where we had no centre backs going into the game. In the end, we had one, which was Issa Diop, and it was a case of we patched him up. Even though he's injured, he played. But even still, then Elise didn't play. And at that point, you think, well, hold on, if all the other centre backs are injured and I still don't play. I ain't getting a game here, so I'm going to leave. I don't think that was probably what pushed him out the door. Now, obviously, people could turn around and say he's not good enough, and it's proven he's not good enough because he's gone to Sunderland. I'm not talking about good enough to be one of the first choice centre backs. I'm talking about when all the centre backs are injured, you still don't get a chance. And he didn't. I think that was it there. I think if Guilherme doesn't play against Everton and doesn't start on the right wing, then he would be within his right to say, OK, well, what circumstances are there? OK, so if all of our right wingers are injured, I still don't play. Okay. I think I would. I would be saying, well, maybe I've made a bad career decision here. Because what is the plan? It'd be hard to say, hold on, no, we're nurturing you along. Well, you're not, because you're not putting him in the under-21s. It'd be hard to say, we want you to get experience, whatever else, because you're not putting him out on loan. Which is what I'd probably do. If I wasn't going to use him, I'd probably stick him on loan for the next 6 months in the Championship for the second half of the season. See how he goes. But to do nothing with him, I think, is terrible. And I think if you're playing him in the under-21s, then you probably can say, we're going to keep playing you in that. We won't play you in the weekend against Everton. If you're doing nothing with him, I just don't think you get that. I just don't think you get the opportunity to do that. And I think it'd be quite a weird thing to do. We've got to give him a chance. Not only give him a chance as Mikalenko at the as plays on that side. Whatever, even if you don't play him there, maybe if you wanted to do, maybe put Summerville over on that side and put Guilherme on the other side against 39-year-old Ashley Not So Young. Have a go at that. Do something. You won't get a better game. You won't get a better game if you're Hugh and Lopetegui, and you won't get a better set of circumstances where it basically the sea parts, doesn't it? The sea parts in front of you. There's no one. He has no competition for his place there. I'd be pretty annoyed if I was that young Brazilian £20 million wonder kid, and then all of a sudden I found whatever Lucas Paqueta playing there, or Carlos Soler playing. Thomas Souček on the right wing or something like that. I think, what's the point? What's the point in even bothering? Does make it a little bit more difficult, the game, for Lopetegui, no doubt about that. Definitely a little bit more difficult for him. He's got to get the composition of his midfield right for this one. He's going to play Souček. Souček will provide a goal threat. Possibly might be bread and butter to someone like Tarkowski, but he is definitely one of the best in the air. I think what absolutely West Ham have got to do is twofold. If you're going to play Thomas Souček, make sure you sort out your crossing, and then make sure you sort out your set plays as well, because that is the corners have been pretty poor. Ironically enough, we did manage to produce one good one against Nottingham Forest, but by and large we've been terrible. Which, I know a lot of people suspect this. For some time we were sort of relying on the threat of Dawson when he was there, or last season we got away with it because Ward-Prowse was just so bloody good at taking corners. And actually, you know what, we're just not very good. Anyway, whatever. I certainly think David Moyes was better at coaching set pieces, even once Paul Nevin had left, than Lopetegui appears to be. We just don't seem to be any threat at all. So like we said, go simple with this one. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. You know where they're weak, Everton. Go for them. Target them there. You know where they're weak. You know where they're slow. No funny business. No funny formations. Get your set pieces right. And you probably come away and you probably win this game. And you probably save your own bacon as well. I'm talking about Lopetegui here. Lopetegui's biggest threat is himself. Overcomplicate it. Get all creative and all the rest of it. And honestly, he could tactic himself out of a job. He really, really could. Because Dyche will go simple. He really will. And Dyche's a survivor. Dyche is a survivor. He's a pragmatist as well. And he will do whatever it takes to get that win. He'll have an idea in his mind how best he can get a win against West Ham. And he'll be pretty single-minded to that. I'm not entirely sure Lopetegui will be single-minded. I think he might have 5 or 6 ideas how he can undo Everton, and he'll probably try and switch between all of them. Do all that, and you could well lose the game. Keep it simple, and you could win it. But I probably would. Don't overthink it. I think, play the right winger. You've got a right winger out. You've got 2 right wingers out. Play the right winger on the right wing. Play the left winger on the left wing. Play the striker up front. The fullback's at fullback, and you might well find you in the game.